So go ahead and connect a second 4102 to the same loop as the first 4102. So we're going to connect one SCADAPack 575 on COM port 3 to two 4102s. We already have the first one connected in the previous video. So here's our SCADAPack 575 from the positive terminal. It went to the positive terminal of the 4102. So we'll just daisy chain it to the next 4102. Same with the negative terminal. I haven't connected the ground just in this demo, but in a normal application you would have a ground here. You'd also have end-aligned resistors in here from the positive to negative 120 ohm resistor, but because this is so short I don't have that installed. Another thing that's a little confusing, from this picture it says data B plus and this is A plus, so you just got to remember here this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. So the positive terminal from the SCADAPack goes to the positive terminal of the 4102, daisy chain to the positive terminal of the second 4102. Same with negative. Negative goes to negative, which goes to negative. We connected this 4102 in the same way, so you have power to power up the device. You have your 45 network, which you have your positive negative that we just went over. Make sure you have the switch selected. I had this selected to 232. Took me a couple minutes to figure out why it wasn't working, so I switched it to 45. And then we have the RTD connected just like we did in the previous 4102. You have your white wire here, which goes to one side of the RTD, and then your two red wires that come back from the other side of the RTD. So we'll go ahead and set up the Realflo config. We only have one gas run and one sensor right now, so we're going to add another gas run which will enable another sensor for us. So we'll go into the setup and go number of runs, go to 2. You can see it come up here. So for our sensor, we'll double click on this overview here and we will search for some new devices. We want to find 2 sensors on COM port 3. Search serial. So we found UIT 101, which is the first one we have set up, and then this is the second one. Typically this would be address 99, but in this situation I've already changed the address, so it's coming up as 6. So we go ahead and hit OK and OK. So now we see sensor 2 here. So we could go ahead, and the address is 6, which is all good. We want to change our tag so it identifies as a different tag as the previous one. Everything's all set up, looking good. Measured variables will be KPA. The max will be 75 again. We'll come down here. The max for the static temp will be 10,000. Gauge, we'll use gauge pressure again. Use the same reference elevation of 1045 degrees C. This will be negative 20 to 100, I think was the other one. We'll match the other 4102. The display module, add diff, static, temp, orifice plate size, and flow volume rate just like the other one, and hit OK. So now that the sensor's all configured, we can go into the flow run that will use that sensor. This will be 4102 gas 2. It'll be a gas flow run. We'll switch to metric 1 because that's what we used in the previous one. AGA 392 and AGA 894, that's what we used in the previous one. So keep that the same. It's forward by value again. Everything else will stay the same here. We'll go into the differential pressure. We're not going to use the SCADAPack object. We're going to use the actual sensor. We'll do a low cutoff of 0.5 just like we did for the other one. Static pressure, same thing again. We're going to use sensor 2. Everything else looks good. Temperature, we will use sensor 2. The contract hour will be metric 1. The contract units will be metric 1. The contract hour will be 8 AM again, so we'll make sure that's set to 8. We want to make sure this is set to 15 and 101.325 if it's on metric 1. If this ever gets changed, you can just go here and hit standard conditions and it'll reset it back for you. So make sure those are both set, but you could cheat by just pressing this. Standard conditions. We'll go to AGA 8. Maybe this is 99, and I think this was set to, I can't remember what it was set to, but say if you have a gas comp that doesn't quite add up to 100%, you could hit normalize and it'll round it off for you. So that's the gas comp. We'll go to AGA3. We're going to keep it as stainless steel and carbon steel. The orifice diameter will be the same as the other one, so 25.4. The reference temperature will be 20 degrees. That's what temperature it was when they measured the orifice plate diameter. Pipe diameter will be 50.8. The reference temperature will be 20 again. Everything else will stay the same. Batch weld test. We'll leave this disabled for now. I'll create another video to go through batch / weld testing. We'll hit OK. We'll go ahead and write this config. And we could hit all config. For the SCADAPack 575, these both do the same thing. On older SCADAPacks, you could write a bunch of other information to the SCADAPack, so you'd always want to just write the flow run and sensor config. But on the newer SCADAPack, the X70s, you could hit either of these. It's the same thing. So we just hit yes here. It's just saying that the flow run's currently running, so we want to write the config. So now we have our two runs and our two sensors, so we go hit update readings. So this is on flow run 1. We go ahead and pump it up. Make sure it's still working. So you can see the differential pumping up again. So now we could select flow run 2. We could see it reading here. We can try pumping it up. You can see the static pressure on this one now building up. I'll close the equalization on the second UIT for 4102 to build the differential pressure up. There we go. So now we can see that both are working properly. So we covered how to connect a second 4102 to the same Modbus loop as a previous 4102. You could obviously add more than just two, but this is how to set up the second one. Thanks for watching this video.